think there's a lot of us that, man, we feel really broken. I'll tell you, here's my background. I teach, okay? I'm a high school teacher. I'm a sophomore English teacher, and I teach creative writing in a class called Practical Writing. And I'll be really honest with you, this year has been really hard because in my creative writing class in particular, but in all my classes, I've had more students kind of share their personal stories with me than I've had in the 7 years of teaching. And the common theme I keep seeing over and over is students who just feel broken. I've had multiple students attempt suicide this year. I've had multiple students tell me about their severe depression. I had a student lose his dad last week. I had a young girl whose mom is on life support right now that I found out on Thursday. And every day I come into school, I feel like I've heard the worst story, and then I hear another one. And here's the thing. Most of these kids are not ones that you would look at and say, oh, man, I can tell that they're broken. In fact, one of my girls who has been really candid about her struggles with depression and cutting and suicide is a cheerleader on my campus. Incredibly intelligent, super sweet. You would never know what was going on. But underneath that, she is struggling. And it wasn't until she really brought those things to the light and found her hope in Jesus that things started to change. And so out of that, I wrote a kind of a spoken word poem that I'd like to share with you as we go into a time of worship. I call it The Broken. She sits, eyes hidden behind bangs like prison bars, keeping the world at bay. They say she wants to be alone, that it's her choice to have a heart of stone, and that's true, and false, too. See, she does choose to embrace solitude, but not because she wants to, but because she's found that isolation hurts less than humiliation, and being alone feels better than being ignored. You see, her heart's been broken too many times to count, and though she's tried to put the pieces back together, each time she finds a few more missing, leaving her only a fraction of what she once was, what she hopes to be again. He stands, arms lifted high in apparent praise. He sways to the beat and appears moved by the song, but it's all wrong, and he knows it. He knows that it has been years since his mouth has sung words that his heart actually believed. He's been deceived to think that a good Christian keeps his mouth shut when it comes to struggle and open when it comes to worship. A perfect example of the good church kid all grown up. He is broken, but extends great energy looking repaired. He is lost, but refuses to stop and ask for life direction. He is empty, but full of so much pride, he'd rather die before letting anyone know who he truly is. A searching soul looking for answers, looking for acceptance, looking to matter. She stares deep into her bathroom mirror, every flaw painfully clear, screaming in her ear, "You are ugly. You are worthless. You will never be loved because your skin is too rough and your stomach too soft. Your legs too short and your nose too long. Your lips too thin and your arms too fat." Every day it's that same voice in her head, that same catalog of inadequacies. Yet here's the tragic irony. To everyone else, she is a natural beauty. But she can't see it that way. All she can see is her. A picture of beauty in her mind, the kind that can never be attained because it's an airbrushed fantasy. The furthest thing from reality, driving her straight to insanity. He mumbles quietly to himself, drawing awkward stares and wry smiles from those standing near. They call him weird, retard, freak. They think he doesn't hear them, that he couldn't possibly comprehend the depth and complexity of their sarcasm, but he knows, he feels, and it hurts. Yes, he may be special needs, but what he really needs is someone special to be by his side, to be his friend. Because in the end, being in the same room isn't the same as being included. Sitting near someone at lunch isn't the same as sitting with them. And sympathy isn't the same as love. He smiles so everyone thinks he's doing fine, but he's not. He's alone. And he wants desperately for that to change. This room is filled with individuals just like this. Hurt and broken souls wondering if anyone sees them, if anyone cares, if you actually matter. To you I say this: God sees everything you are going through. He grieves every pain as if it were his own. You feel alone, but you're not. Because there is never a second, not a moment in time that he is not there, positioned right by your side, screaming out to you in a passionate cry, you are accepted. You are chosen. You are beautiful in my eyes. You are forgiven. You are redeemed. You are loved and not despised. And though the world may come against you, it may cast you to the side, I won't leave you. I won't forsake you, for you are mine. These are the words of a gracious God who desires to make you new. But if you don't believe me, if this all sounds too good to be true, I encourage you, just look to the cross and you'll see that this is much more than clever poetry. This is truth. Written in blood, not in pen, on a cross, not the page. This is truth. That Christ died to give you life and was raised conquering death so you can take a breath of fresh air. And you can see with new eyes a Savior who wants to restore you to who you were designed to be: accepted, loved,